Ciao Juventini. Ciao Juventini of the world. 40 years ago already, exactly 40 years ago, 29th of May 2025 brings us to 29th of May 1985, to that night in Belgium, in Brussels, in the Heysel, in the final of Champions League between Liverpool and Juventus, to what happened with 39 angels that passed away. We speak about it at least once a year here on the channel because we cannot forget. We cannot forget, and we are obliged also to pass it to the new generations that were not there, that never heard about it, because that's something that we cannot forget. A tragedy like that, something that should never happen, because it's impossible that you go with your family to what could potentially be the most beautiful night of your life and that you don't see the light anymore. We need to speak about it. We always need to speak about it with the most respect, not only for the Juventini, but for the entire world, because it's not only something that regards the Juventus world, but should regard the entire world. It's a pity that sometimes we are obliged to remember it while we are seeing people that don't understand what they are doing, what they are speaking about, when we see some banners that are extremely disrespectful that I don't want to remember here. People that are mocking from other supporters, fan base, something that cannot happen. And that's important to remember, to speak about it. Today I'm extremely proud and happy that together with Jose Nicolino, with the Juventus supporters Belgium, I will be there at the stadium later for a ceremony to think about it, to remember about it, and I will try to have a bit of documents, a bit of videos, maybe a bit of pictures to share with you, because it's important to remember. Today I was extremely emotional this morning when there was the opening ceremony of the monument in Torino, Verso Altrove, that are already reported here in shorts, on the shorts tab, but also on Instagram, where you see that monument that is and was in building, that is today finally open for the public, that you will be able to find between the headquarters of Juve on the left and in front of you the Allianz Stadium. Today I was really emotional when I saw three players hugging each other, shaking hands, speaking together. Sergio Tacconi, Stefano Tacconi, Sergio Brio, and Jan Rush. Jan Rush that was playing that day, that night at Liverpool, the other ones with Juventus. A real huge tragedy that cannot be forgotten. Cannot be. Ragazzi, again, ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe. Welcome back on the channel. Now we speak about the most important thing of the non-important thing about football. So let's try to find another tempo, another tone voice. It's tough, huh? The transition between one and the other is always tough. But anyway, Corriere dello Sport is opening today with a Conte blocca tutti. Conte is blocking everything. Conte is blocking everyone, because looks like football cannot continue without Antonio Conte. Yesterday, after the tweet of Fabrizio Romano that said that Napoli were extremely confident, or were confident, to keep Antonio Conte for next season, I saw a lot, really a big part of the Juventini, like the world totally collapsed, that football cannot continue without Antonio Conte. I understand that after the 5 years that we had, after the fantastic year of Antonio Conte bringing again a Scudetto in Serie A, after the ones that he was able to win with Juve, with Inter, and this time with Napoli, that a lot of people are seeing him as the only solution. And when the news are not going to the direction that Antonio Conte could potentially join Juventus, well, people are starting really to be worried, extremely worried. Is he blocking everything, is the question of, that's the statement of Corriere dello Sport, but I want to really put it as a question. Is he really blocking everything? Il valzer delle panchine means the dance of the benches with Milan that is looking for a coach. Apparently they found an agreement with Allegri this morning as we speak. Fiorentina is looking for a coach after Palladino is gone. Inter maybe is looking for a coach. Lazio could also look for a coach. Roma is looking for a coach. Atalanta is looking for a coach. Is really Conte blocking everything? Or my question is Juve blocking everything? And I will explain you that in a second. This morning I saw a tweet from Matteo Moretto that said that Napoli offered a contract change to Antonio Conte, increasing the salary to Antonio Conte. And I know that a lot of people reacted like, here, it's gone, it's over, now it's over, Antonio Conte officially stays at Napoli. But I see it in another way. Napoli, that is, according to Fabrizio Romano, extremely confident to keep Antonio Conte on the bench after the last meeting that they had, after the phone calls that they had yesterday between Aurelio De Laurentiis, Manna, and Antonio Conte. But I see the rumors saying Napoli is going for a Galactico Napoli with De Bruyne, with Zegrova, with Jonathan David, with Maradona, with Pelé, with whoever. A fantastic, beautiful Napoli. 200 million on the transfer market. They are ready to increase the salary after 1 year of Antonio Conte. They are ready to invest in the youth sector as he asked Napoli to do. And nonetheless, despite all of that, at the moment, what actually makes me a bit smile, even if at the end maybe he will stay at Napoli, is that at today, Napoli is still waiting for a yes, because at the moment, they didn't receive the yes of Antonio Conte. Napoli is waiting for the yes of Antonio. So probably Antonio is waiting for Juve, and it's maybe Juve that is blocking everything, because at the moment Juventus is working on something bigger to maybe arrive to the coach, not only, but they had a plan and they are putting it ongoing in March, pushing that button to activate the plan. And yesterday we saw a big acceleration on that. I made a detailed video where some parts were missing. I really want to say that, some parts of the past of Comolli, but yesterday Damien Comolli in a tweet confirmed what Toulouse a few hours earlier said, and L'Equipe, the French paper, anticipated the day before, that Comolli, president of Toulouse, is leaving the French club after 5 years. What was really strange in that tweet of Damien Comolli is that I read that long tweet. It was a papyrus. It was a really long one, where I see that he says it was the hardest decision in my life to leave after 5 years to lose, after everything that we did together. I leave a club that is actually ongoing for even more success, for better success, a club that is ready to go for the next step. Huge decision that I really thought a lot, and for the last few months before taking my decision. So my big question is, the last few months, if we know that 99.99%, because you never know in life, he's going to Juve, apparently according to the rumor he should already be in La Continassa next week. How long is it already that Juventus contacted him? Because you cannot wake up one morning and say, maybe I will leave, without having any offer. So that's one question more that they have there. How long is Juventus already on the case Damien Comolli? Big question mark. What is reassuring for me, if you didn't yet, and if you have social media, go under the post, the original post of Toulouse, where you will see the reaction of the fans. 9 on 10 fans of Toulouse are really, really sad that Damien is leaving. They are saying thank you. Thank you for what you did. Thank you for the miracle. Thank you to put Toulouse back on the card, because in 5 years you really did a miracle. You really totally transformed the club. Comolli alla Marotta. This is a bit what I tried to explain in the long video of yesterday, or actually that one topic only of yesterday about Damien Comolli. Comolli alla Marotta. He will not come as a sporting director. He will not be the one that in first person will go for the transfer market, etc., etc. Marotta, a lot of people here cried and are still crying that he gone to Inter, and that has been the biggest mistake of Juve, where I not 100% agree with, even if there are parts where I agree with. Well, a Marotta figure, I'm not saying the name Marotta, the person Marotta, but a role alla Marotta is really what we are missing since some years. And on that one, I totally agree. And he could potentially come as a Marotta. Amministratore delegato, CEO, or general director, let's see, reporting to Scanavino or replacing Scanavino. Let's see, it will be one step, in 2 steps, in a phasing. Let's see what will happen. It's not clear yet, at least for us tifosi. I'm sure that John Elkann has a clear plan in mind that we will discover in the next few weeks, days, maybe months, but we will understand it really soon. But clearly, we missed a person that was able to be a kind of general director, CEO, with a huge, big football background and knowledge, going towards coach experience, scout experience, sporting experience in different league with a long, huge experience. So let's see if that's really the name that we need. But it's not the only newness, because we see it here. Juve is changing everything in Gazzetta dello Sport. Elkann has chosen Comolli together with Chiellini more at the center of the project, and together they will build the future of Juve. The dream, the first name is Antonio Conte for the bench. The club is really confident that even if there are difficulties, even if that Conte is and can be the one on the bench of Juve. So you see, there are two narratives that are coming from different sources. Napoli that is confident to keep Conte, and Juve that is confident, even if we hear a lot of things, that we read a lot of things, that they will be able at the end to bring Conte back home. Now, Comolli is one step. Chiellini closer is another step. Yesterday, the name of Matteo Tognozzi, that we already spoke about here on the channel, came back on Calcio e Finanza. This morning they made an article about it, that after 16 months worked with Granada as a sporting director, could come back at Juve. It's not clear yet what kind of role he could have. An assistant sporting director, chief of scout, we don't know yet, but Tognozzi back at Juve, and I tell you, Tognozzi is a phenomenal. Go back to the goodbyes of Tognozzi when he left Juve, all the players that really said thank you. You really see a human person with an eye for talent that is a really big, huge professional, so I'm really happy for him. Then my big question is, and I'm asking you guys, could possibly Chiellini work together with Tognozzi, with Comolli, with Giuntoli, with Scanavino, with Ferrero, or are we maybe here exaggerating a bit? Are there a bit maybe too many names now in the manager of Juve, and a lot of strong characters with a lot of people deciding power? I'm asking that question. According to me, there are a bit too many people. This morning at the opening ceremony, when I was watching a bit the images of Il Bianconero, of Juventus News 24, I saw delegations of Juve going to that ceremony, where I saw Scanavino, where I saw Ferrero, I saw Giorgio Chiellini, Sergio Brio. I saw a lot of people. I saw nearly everyone. I saw John Elkann. I saw a delegation from Liverpool. The only one that we were not able to see, and that's what you see in the comment section, because fans, they are really alert and they see everything. The only person that we didn't see at that ceremony is Cristiano Giuntoli. It's a big event. Maybe he had something planned, maybe he couldn't, I don't know, but in a big event like that, not having the picture of or the video of Cristiano Giuntoli being there is a huge big one. It's a big question mark that I have. Maybe you know, guys, so let me know where he is. Yesterday, during the live, so follow the live if you are able, because that's where we share a lot of these secrets. Yesterday, if you go back on the live of yesterday, between the minute 19:49 and minute 23, there was the question about Simone Inzaghi. Where will he go? What about Inzaghi? And I told you something that I didn't really want to reveal, but I said pay attention, because in case Conte couldn't come, there are some other coaches that have been contacted. Gasperini has been contacted, later revealed also on Italian media, but also Simone Inzaghi. And this morning, Juventus News 24 is reporting what Il Messaggero was writing. So, big bomba. Juventus with Elkann also contacted Simone Inzaghi. I already tell you from what I heard, Simone Inzaghi said no, so it's or he continue with Inter or he go to Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia, where they are offering him 50 million a year. Huge one. And then you see on Gazzetta dello Sport, things are really activating now. I don't know what it will be, because we know that in case Conte would leave Napoli, Allegri could have been a possible replacement there, but according to this morning Milan site, I believe Daniele Longo, Allegri would have found an agreement with Milan to be the coach of next season. So what will it change? I don't know, guys. The only thing that I can tell you is pay attention for the next few hours, for the next few days, because everything can happen. I believe that with Comolli, the domino effect just started, and we will see a lot of changes of Juve, first in the management, going towards the bench, and then the mercato of the players will be open, so prepare yourselves. Guys, I'm sorry if I didn't have that power, that energy to guide you through also the big news of Conte, of Comolli, but it's a special day. 29th of May is always a special day, a day of doubts, a day of sadness. Hopefully you are able to watch a bit, to inform you a bit. Maybe there are a lot of documentaries about what happened on that tragic night. Go inform yourself and pass it to the other generation, Juventini or not. Important to continue to speak about it. Grazie, forza, Juve.